free every week. Visit Zanies.com to laugh out loud today. The umpires for tonight's game are Tom Garlick at first base and calling balls and strikes Ken.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Eric Katz once again for the second game of our three-game package for Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. This time, we will bring you the Evergreen Park Lady Mustangs and also the Shepard Lady Astros. I'm joined alongside by Ben Erickson. Ben, it's great to be with you.
Yeah, it's great to have another Friday Night Lights game here out at the ballpark at Rosemont. Of course, this all being presented by Worth. We had a pretty exciting game one late this afternoon. And to be honest with you, this entire Friday Night Lights series has been exciting. And why not? It's a beautiful facility. Players in the high school ranks are getting a chance to come out here and see what the pros get to experience all summer long.
Yes, coming to this game, Evergreen Park is 8-5. Their last game was a win, 15-0 against Ridge South. Their coach, John O'Connor, said they have to play sound D and they need production from the bottom of their lineup. Evergreen
Park, of course, is going to have the green and black jerseys, where the Shepard Astros look like they've got kind of that urban camouflage print.
Kind of looks like the Bandits jersey from when they played a camo game a couple years ago.
And it does. So they're just taking those final warm-ups down on field level. And we're going to bring you all the exciting action broadcasting in high definition on the official video stream of the Chicago Bandits and Friday Night Lights right here on YouTube. Certainly appreciate everybody being aboard. Eric, you're going to have the play-by-play call, and I'm going to do my best to offer some insight as we watch lots of traffic go by. It is a Friday evening west of Chicago. We got a little bit of precipitation here. The weather hopefully will hold out through the rest of the evening. Game time temperatures look like they're, well, your computer claims it's 53 degrees. I think it's closer to like 45.
Well, when the computer takes into account, it also has to do with the wind, which is moving about east at 11 miles an hour. And also coming into the game, Shepard is 16-3. Their last game was a win against Eisenhower. This is a conference game. This is also a crosstown game, as both schools are neighboring, as Shepard won the last game on Tuesday 6-4 against this same Evergreen Park team.
All right, well, that adds another element of excitement when you get a crosstown rival game playing on the road in a neutral location. This is just a great experience. All the players that we've talked to so far, and especially the coaches, they really enjoy playing out here at the ballpark at Rosemont, and in my mind, it gets everybody ready for the postseason because there's just that extra electricity in the air, makes things all that more exciting.
And leading off now for the Lady Mustangs is Maddie Meisel. Here's the pitch. And she swings and a miss for strike one.
First game this afternoon, which featured two teams in the Loyola Ramblers and St. Viator, started off kind of slow offensively.
Ground ball to the shortstop, whips it over to first base for the first out.
And then things started to heat up in the offensive categories. We had a lot of defensive action. Nice ground ball handled there by Skylar Hilger as she throws across to Stephanie. And that's going to bring Lizzie Brendich to the plate.
Here's the pitch. Fouls that one right off her thigh. 0-1.
Get a chance to look at the flagpoles here in a moment. The wind is blowing directly into center field, or from center field directly to home plate. It has fluctuated a little bit. Was going right to left. Seemed like it played a little bit of a factor earlier in the afternoon, held some fly balls up in the outfield, and actually got us some exciting defensive plays out there.
0-2 now to Brendich.
Defense for the Lady Astros as Grafio, Hilger, Huizinga, Stephanie across the infield left to right. Catching, Nicole Almanzan, pardon me. Sarah Webster out in left, Heather O'Kelly in center, and Caitlin Blanton in right.
0-2 now to Brendich. Here's the pitch. That one's taken outside for a ball. 1-2.
Talked about it a little bit in the first game this afternoon. Eric, will the weather play a factor?
With it drizzling a little bit.
Probably even more so.
Probably even more. That ball's going to be slippery. It's also going to be a disadvantage for both the hitter and the pitcher. Takes that one outside for ball two. 2-2 now to Brendich. I think the rain is probably the worst element that any player has to play through. I mean, the ball becomes slippery, there's no hitting, there's no fielding, and there definitely is no pitching when it rains.
Yeah, not only that, it'd be interesting to see how it affects the field surface, as that one is lifted deep to left.
And it's dropped by the left fielder as she's going to head over to second base.
Webster looked like she circled the wagon a little bit over the left shoulder, then the right shoulder, and then had to switch back. Hits her glove and then ends up ultimately down on the field. So an error by the left fielder gets Brendich all the way to second base, and just like that, Salazar has got a runner in scoring position.
Number 3 hitter up for Evergreen Park. Here's the pitch. Takes that one in there for strike 1.
But as we were talking, wondering if the rain will do anything to the field surface, as it is that artificial grass combined with that rubber fill.
Shot to second base, gets the out. So runner's on third base now, and it's 2 outs.
It's a productive at bat for Salazar. She moves the runner over to third base. Brendich now that much closer to scoring. And that's going to bring Andrade, excuse me, they pronounce it Andretti, up to hit for the first time tonight.
Kind of like the famous race car driver, Mario.
Yeah, that was the
Andretti.
That was the first thing that I thought of. A little bit different spelling, but apparently pronounced the same way. Kind of an interesting time of the night to play. It's not that dark yet. It's not that light out. The field lights are on. And sometimes that makes things a little bit more difficult visually speaking.
1-0-1 now to Andretti. Runner on third base, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Andretti fouls that one back to the screen. 1-2.
Lady Astros have an interesting variation of eye black that they bring. It looks like they invoke a little bit of the Ultimate Warrior, the old WWE wrestler. They get that eye black on and kind of smear it down their cheeks. Kind of intimidating looking.
Eye black was my favorite part of the game when I was playing baseball. And it works both ways because it prevents the sun and also kind of gives you that intimidating warrior look. And Andretti strikes out, and so that's going to be the third out. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. We're still scoreless. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. We are back here at the ballpark in Rosemont for Friday Night Lights. So far in this game, we've seen 1 error. The runner got all the way as far as third base, but Evergreen Park couldn't bring her home.
Heather O'Kelly is going to lead things off for the Lady Astros. The left-handed hitter settles in.
Ground the ball to second base, but she can't hang on to it, and so O'Kelly's going to come in there, and she's going to be safe at first base.
Sharply hit ball right to second base, as you said. That was Brendich unable to handle that one. And man, I'll tell you what, O'Kelly was just sprinting down the line. It's going to be a close play no matter what happened.
The rule of the hit. And O'Kelly has herself a single, and that will bring up Jenna Hyzinka.
So the official score gives the base hit to Heather O'Kelly as she leads things off for those Lady Astros, wearing that variation of, looks like orange, black, and green numbers from where we're at.
Here's the pitch. And Huizinga pops that one up. And there's no problem, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Now up number 1, Skylar Hilger.
Skylar Hilger comes up here for the first time tonight for the Lady Astros. Here's the pitch. Takes that one for a ball, and the runner's going to take off for second. She's going to get in there easily with no play. So a stolen base for Heather O'Kelly. As we noticed earlier, she flashed that speed when the ball got behind the second baseman, Ben.
That she did. Give you the defensive alignment for Evergreen Park here in just a moment.
Nice play by the third baseman, but the first baseman can't hold on, and the runner's going to hold up at third base. So she gets on with a possible error coming on the play. It was a beautiful play, though, by the third baseman.
That it was. That's Wojciech knocking it down for the Mustangs. Keeps the ball on the infield, thus the run not able to score. And that's going to bring Stephanie to the plate, cleanup hitter.
They're going to rule it an error, and so this will bring up Jillian Stephanie. Swing and a miss, strike one, and the runner's going to break for second, but they are unable to get her. The shortstop cut that one off then.
Pretty good throw there by the Evergreen Park catcher, Jenna Hagsey, or Hassey, sorry. The double A's there, looks like a G.
And that one's going to be a fly ball. That could be trouble. But the right fielder settles under it, and the runner's going to break for home. And so the sacrifice fly gets in the run, and that is number 2, Heather O'Kelly. And the Shepard Lady Astros draw first blood.
Nice deep fly ball there that scores the run. Sacrifice out to the center fielder, and that's going to bring Brianna Graffio up. Thanks for joining us here. The early goings, Friday Night Lights Game 2 from the ballpark at Rosemont, presented by Worth.
There's a slice, but the second baseman settles right in front of it for the third out. So, at the end of the first inning, the Lady Astros push a run across, and it's 1-0. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights presented by Worth at the ballpark in Rosemont, home of the National Pro Fastpitch Chicago Bandits. On the mound tonight is number 11, Gabriela Graffio.
Leading off the second inning for the Mustangs, number 17, Jenna Haas.
Jenna Haas leads it off for Evergreen Park. Here's the pitch. Takes that one a little bit high for ball one.
To apologize to Jenna, I was calling her Hassey, but now we've got Haas. So I'll make sure to say that right the rest of the way as she steps in now for her second offering.
Takes that one high for a ball. 2-0. Control's a real factor here with it drizzling, and also with how the wind's blowing. There's the ball high. 3-0. I think the ball's getting a little slippery because Graffio's struggling with command, Ben.
Yeah, it would. Not only is it cold, but as you said, we got a little bit of precipitation here, which is going to complicate things a little bit. That walk issued to Haas as she reaches in her first trip here in the second inning.
Number 5, Maddie Voyachek.
Maddie Voyachek is up next now for the Lady Mustangs. Here's the pitch. Takes that one high for a ball.
Voyachek, the third baseman for Evergreen Park. And as you said, a rival game here tonight at the ballpark at Rosemont. Things getting exciting here.
There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Throws it to first for the out. And the runner's stuck in no man's land, and she's going to head all the way to third. And it ricochets right off the wall, but luckily it ricocheted in the direction of Shepard. And so the runner will be on third base.
Now, if you coach, you're happy about that. The bunt goes to the third base side, which draws that third baseman in and vacates. Shortstop has got to rotate over to that spot. Once that third baseman gets the read and comes in, that shortstop's got to get over there and take the throw, and they were able to take advantage. And now Evergreen Park with a runner on third. So Voyachek there, good job with the sacrifice.
And that ball's popped up. Oh, just out of the reach of the catcher. And so Piles is going to get another chance here.
Piles pitching tonight for Evergreen Park. Those Mustangs dressed in the forest green and black.
Here's the pitch. Takes that one for ball 2. 2-1 now, hitter's count. Airplane flying over O'Hare. There, fouls that one off to the left.
Yeah, it's sort of reminiscent of the games that you'd watch at Shea Stadium, the old Shea Stadium. All the air traffic that comes in. And again, depending on which way the wind's blowing, as you know, airplanes usually take off and land into the wind. Sometimes there's a lot of flight traffic, sometimes not so much.
Yep. That one's lifted to the left fielder. And gets it. And the runner's going to come tagging home. Here's the throw to the plate. And she gets the out. Beautiful double play by the Shepard Lady Astros as they come up big on defense.
All right, and thrown out at home is Haas. She tagged, and it was a nice throw left field coming in there for the Lady Astros.
And that's a 7-2 double play. So the Evergreen Park Mustangs once again squander an opportunity to make some noise. And we head now to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Shepard Lady Astros 1, the Evergreen Park Mustangs 0. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth.
Leading off for the Astros, number 13, Nicole Almazan.
All right, we are back here at the ballpark in Rosemont as Nicole Almazan leads it off here for the Lady Astros, who are currently up 1-0.
Almazan, the catcher for the Astros, was on the second half of that out that was just made the last half inning. It was a great throw from left field in. Throw came from Wedster back to Almazan and cut down Haas, who was trying to score from third base.
2-0 on Almazan. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 now to Almazan. Due up in this inning for the Astros is Jessica Coyle and Caitlin Blanton. Almazan rips that to the shortstop, who makes a nice running play and gets the out at first base.
Andretti ranging to her left. That ball skipped up off the turf, right into the glove, steps through, makes a strong throw across to Langevin, and records the out.
Jessica Coyle now is up with 1 out and nobody on. 1-0, Shepard has the lead.
Coyle in that designated player role here tonight, wears number 17.
Takes that one for a strike. 0-1 now to Coyle.
We didn't see a lot of strikeouts in game 1 this afternoon for Friday Night Lights, and so far, we haven't seen any here yet tonight in this game.
Actually, we did. We had the only strikeout that's occurred was
oh, that's right,
Jenna Haas.
And it was Andretti, correct?
Yes.
Got it.
It's the only strikeouts we've seen so far. Rips that one foul. 1-2 now to Coyle.
A lot of fans braving the elements here tonight. It is cold, a little bit of a drizzle, wind blowing straight in their faces from center field right back here to home in the press box. See a couple umbrellas making their way out as we've got that 2-2 count, Eric, on Coyle.
Takes that one way outside. Full count now to Coyle. One to 0, Shepard has the lead over Evergreen Park. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball laced toward the shortstop. She's going to have to get it away in a hurry, and she gets the out.
Andretti now with another nice defensive play. Hard hit ground ball. That time she had to range a little bit to her throwing side, that being her right side. Score at 6-3, so 2 outs coming from the shortstop to first base. That's going to bring Blanton up for her first time tonight.
Takes that one for strike 1. First time tonight, time batting tonight for Blanton. Another strike in there. So 2 quick strikes. Let's see what they're going to do here. Do you think they're going to waste one, Ben?
Yeah, we'll see. We saw that a couple times in the first game. Sometimes you'll...
That one's shot up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit.
Try to stay out of the zone. Sometimes that's... you leave one a little bit too close to the plate in an 0-2 situation. Coaches don't get real happy about that. But a good job there by Blanton as she laces that one up the middle to the right side.
Sarah Wedster is coming up to the plate now.
Wedster was the other half of that nice play. She made a good catch in left field and then threw it home to cut down Haas. That one gets away.
And getting over to second base.
Actually, you know what? It looks like they're going to call it maybe a foul tip there, Eric, as she's forced to return to first.
Probably barely. I didn't see any indication. I thought it went a little bit wild.
Yeah, sometimes the... actually, I don't think...
And the throw over to second base, and they get her. So on the steal attempt by Jessica Coyle, they were able to get her out. And so that sends away the Shepard Lady Astros, and your score is currently the Lady Astros 1, Evergreen Park 0. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. 1-0. The Lady Astros have the lead over the Lady Mustangs. And coming up to the plate now for the Lady Mustangs is Kelly Farmer. Swings and a miss for strike 1. This is her first time up at bat.
Farmer playing the DP role tonight for Evergreen Park.
Slaps that one just over the reach of the shortstop, Skylar Higger, and she's going to be on base with a single.
Yeah, sharply hit through the left side. Farmer aboard for the first time tonight.
And there's a bunt, and it's just foul. And this is number 14, Megan Quick. She's pretty quick there, Ben.
That she was. She's the left fielder for Evergreen Park. They trail by a score of 1-0.
And there's the bunt now. She gets it down now. And the third baseman, number 5, gets her out.
Yeah, call it sack 5-3. And interestingly enough, third base was wide open again.
Now up number 7, Maddie Meisel.
Wide open for the taking. If it hadn't been for Sarah Wedster, the left fielder for Shepard, kind of ranging and making her way in, Farmer might have tried to take that base.
This Erin Burek was the one who made the play on that play, as she has appeared to come in.
Maddie Meisel, who went down 6-3 in the first inning, now getting her second at bat of the evening, with a runner in scoring position now at second base.
Misses that one for strike 1. 1-1. Bunts that one to the third baseman, and the ball gets away, and here comes the run coming to the plate. And that run is scored by number 1, Kelly Farmer, as she scores on the error. And the game's now tied 1-1.
Yeah, they're going to score an error on the third baseman. Eric, I'm wondering if she would have been better off maybe trying to let that one roll foul. Hard to say. As we had mentioned and talked about during the first game of Friday Night Lights this afternoon, softball is such a quick game. It's a smaller field. Things move so quickly. I'm not sure if it would have went foul or not, as that one hits on top of the first base dugout, trickles away. But at any rate, the error scores Farmer, and Evergreen Park, I believe, has tied things up. Lizzie Brendich now hitting.
Takes that one for a strike, and the pickoff through the first base is not in time.
Good combination of small ball and some sharp hitting for both of these teams so far. It was like that in the first game that we had this afternoon as well.
0-2 to Brendich. And Brendich chops that one up in the air. And the right fielder is able to hang on to that as the runner goes back to first base.
Looked like it was hit pretty well. Caitlin Blanton able to camp out underneath that as the wind held it up. 2 outs in the inning. We were only about 16, 17 minutes into this game, Eric. It's already the top of the third.
Good game. Good game. We've had a couple of those. Kelly Salazar is going to come up now for the Mustangs.
Salazar, the right fielder for Evergreen Park. First time she was up, Eric, she went down 4-3. Ground out to the second baseman.
1-0 now to Salazar. Ground ball to the first baseman. It skips off. They're going to have to get it over in a hurry. And they get her. Beautiful play by the second baseman. That was Jenna Huizinga to get the third out of the inning.
Be interesting scoring on that one, Eric. They're going to write it down 3-4-3 in the book as that one hit off of the first baseman, Stephanie, went to Huizinga and then back to Stephanie. So after 2.5, Eric, the scoreboard doesn't have it, but I've got down a tie score. You have the same thing, do you not?
Yes, I do.
All right, it's tied 1 apiece heading into the bottom part of the third inning. We'll be right back. Friday Night Lights presented by Worth.
Welcome back to the ballpark in Rosemont for Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. Sarah Wedster leads it off here after the stolen base attempt was caught by Evergreen Park. And Wedster, who was up at the time, will get another at-bat, a fresh sheet of paper as you please.
Well said. It's going to be her first official at-bat, but her second official look at Piles.
Fouled that one off.
Cold, drizzly, early evening here in Rosemont. The umbrellas are out. Game time temperature. The computer lied to us and said it was about 53. I think it's making its way closer to 43, especially with that rain out there.
Wedster grounds that one off. Nice play by the second baseman. That was number 4.
So the first out, Wedster there. A couple of hop ground ball to second baseman. Brendich to Langevin.
That was Rachel McDaniel, excuse me, who made that play. Heather O'Kelly takes that one for a ball. She hit a single to start the game, and she scored, and she eventually came around to score, and she's the only run of the game for the Lady Astros. Takes that one for a strike. 1-0-1 to O'Kelly. And here's the pitch. Takes that one upstairs. Ball 2. 2-1 now to O'Kelly. The last hit she got, it was on a 1-0 count then.
Yeah, we'll see what she's able to do here now in her second at bat of the evening.
3-1 now to O'Kelly.
She's got some speed. We saw her hustle down the first base line to leg out that single. And also the center fielder.
Pyle,
the Shepard Astros.
Pyle gets that one down the cannon for strike 2. Full count now to O'Kelly. Pyle's back on the slab. Here's the payoff. She laces that one, and that's going to get past the second baseman for a single at the least. That's her second hit of the evening.
Yep, another single there for O'Kelly. And again, great speed getting down the line there. Made a nice aggressive turn. Any bobble by the defense there, she would have been at second, I can tell you that. It's going to bring Huizinga now to the plate for her second at bat. She popped out to the first baseman last time she was up.
There's a strike called. 0-1 now to Huizinga. O'Kelly's on first base with 1 out. And Huizinga laces that one out and just foul. Just foul. I thought we had at least a triple at the very least, or even a double, or possibly even a home run, but that one is just foul.
Huizinga's showing some power potential there, hitting that one all the way down to the left field line to the wall. The wind is blowing that way a little bit. You hit it hard enough through the teeth, you might get a little bit of carry, but that's pretty good pop there by Huizinga.
Takes that, and that's strike 3 for Huizinga. So the first K of the evening for Piles.
That was good power there, Eric. Be interesting to see her get a couple of more at-bats in this one. As Skylar Hilger comes up now, the 3-hitter for the Astros.
That one's just off the glove of the shortstop, and here comes the runner heading to third base. She's down and head first, and she is safe. Good backup play by Piles.
Hilger's going to take a double on that one, and with the speed of O'Kelly, thinking a throw to the middle part of the infield to try to keep the force out in order would have been a better play. But again, the game moves so fast, it's hard to make those split-second decisions. But a nice hit there by Hilger. The second hit this half inning. That's going to bring Stephanie up, who had a sacrifice and the only RBI for the Astros.
And they get her out at second base as she stumbled trying to get back. And the catcher picked her off right at second base. Tough love. Tough love, Ben. Tough love.
That was has made a great throw over there to Andretti, and might have caught Hilger sleeping just a little bit after that nice hustling double that she got, and she's called out on the pickoff. Score at 2-6. And just like that, the threat by the Astros is quelled, and Evergreen Park gets out of a jam there. Wow, how about that? Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back here at the ballpark in Rosemont for Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. And leading off for the Lady Mustangs is number 11, Caroline Andretti.
Andretti, the shortstop for Evergreen Park, has made a couple of plays here tonight, ranging to her right and left. First time she was up, she was victim of a strikeout.
1-1 now to Andretti from the pitcher, number 11, Gabriela Grafio.
Grafio, pretty good control in the early going here. 1-1 score.
High and outside. Ball 2. 2-1 now.
Tell you what, with the temperatures out there, most of those girls on the Shepard Astros in short sleeves, I don't know how they're doing it.
I'm thinking that one's laced foul by Andretti. 2-2. I don't know how they play in this weather with short sleeves. I mean, it's kind of a little cold, kind of hard to handle the ball. I mean, probably they have jackets or blankets in there to keep warm.
I'll tell you what, they're tougher than me. If I was down there, I'd look like the Michelin Man. I'd have coats, shirts, everything on.
Fouled back by Andretti.
Tougher than me.
Exactly. I mean, when I was playing, I used to put on the Under Armour underneath, because it's kind of hard. You can't really play with a jacket on there unless the temperature drops very unseasonably low.
Hey, in all fairness, there's no heater in our side of the box here, so we're roughing it a little bit as that pitch is taken high. And we're having fun. Friday Night Lights, it's what it's all about.
Full count now to Andretti.
Johnny Soul, kind enough to let me sit in for him tonight.
Oh, and barely safe. Andretti hustled down the line, she's able to make it safe. So, tough play for the shortstop as the first baseman was forced to come off the bag and jump up from this play.
Skylar Hilger made a great throw over there. It was just a little bit high, and it brought Jalen Stepney off the bag. Another pick attempt there.
Got to be careful there. Last time Shepard was caught in the middle as the runner fell over, apparently, and they whipped it to second base to get her out.
It's like they scored that in error on the shortstop, Eric, as Haas comes up now. Jenna, I said her name wrong in the first inning. I promised I wouldn't do it the rest of the way as she fouls that one away. Rivalry game, as you said. Did you get a chance to talk to either of the coaches before the game, Eric?
I did. They were talking about how excited they are to play in this game. Quoted it earlier in the game.
Awesome, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to one of the coaches in the post game. We like to figure out a player of the game and invite them up to the press box, get them in the video stream here, which is going everywhere tonight on YouTube in high definition. So thanks for tuning in if you are indeed watching.
House laces that one into right field for a single, and the runner's coming over to third base. And they get her out at third base. The runner just had her hand just off the bag, and the coach down there is arguing.
Yeah, now we saw something similar in the first game this afternoon. It was a great throw, a one-hopper to third base. And as we said, Eric, one of the things that I think the players don't take into consideration entirely is how much the slides down on the field are really exaggerated because of the field surface. That time, it was Andretti sliding into third base, going over the bag, and seemingly was tagged out by Brianna Graffio. Now, in the first game, we saw it happen at second base on a stolen base, and the interpretation that we were given was there was some sort of obstruction call. And I think what Evergreen coach is trying to argue is that maybe his player's hand was pushed off of the bag. Hard to tell from where we're at, and again, they'll always tell you angle over distance. We are far away from the play. The umpires are both closer to the play, and at any rate, it results in a nice throw from right fielder Caitlin Blanton all the way over to Brianna Graffio, and the out is recorded. Man, we've seen some great defense here tonight. Both games so far.
So House reaches on a fielder's choice there, and that will bring up number 5, Maddie Vojic. Vojic grounded out in her only time up to the shortstop. That was number 1, Skylar Hilger. Oh, 0-1 now. She fouls that one off, and it's going to be 0-2 now.
Yeah, Vojic had a sacrifice the last time she was up back in the second inning, as we're only about a half hour or so into this game.
That one's a can of corn.
Things moving along swiftly there as Stephanie camps out underneath that one and gets the out. So Vojic flies out to the first baseman for the second out in the half inning. That's going to bring Megan Piles, the pitcher for Evergreen Park, up for her second trip. Lined out to left field the last time she was up in her first at bat.
That one's laced up the middle, just past the arm of the pitcher, number 11.
So Piles aboard with a single, and you see how fast the center fielder O'Kelly got that ball in, almost as if she was trying to get the force out. Defense isn't going to mess around with giving any extra bases up, and that was a good effort there by O'Kelly to quickly get that ball in.
Now to bat number 1.
Runners on first and second, 1 out, and here comes Kelly Farmer.
Farmer singled and scored back in the third inning, Eric, so she is the 1 run for Evergreen Park. Left-handed hitter.
That ball was hit just past Graffio, and Farmer fouls that one off. Been an interesting game so far. I feel like the offenses struggle early, but they get going when it matters.
Yeah, it's almost as if both teams sort of just kind of have to get their bearings, you know, playing in a new place, playing in a place this nice. And it seems that second time through, a little jam shot there.
Farmer is out at first base, and that's going to be the third out.
So as we said, I think once they kind of get acclimated to the environment here, the bats start to heat up, and we've got a tie score, 1-1, heading to the fourth already. It's Friday Night Lights presented by Worth right here at the ballpark at Rosemont, home of the NPF Chicago Bandits. Eric, we'll be right back.
Jalen Stepney.
We are back here at the ballpark in Rosemont. And Stephanie lines that one in the, and that's going to get past the left fielder. Stephanie rounds first, she's heading for second. And she's going to stop there, so a leadoff double by Jalen.
Yeah, she hit every bit of that, drove it all the way to the wall, takes the safe option and holds up at second base with nobody out. And the Astros now with someone in scoring position on that nice line drive double all the way to the wall by the first baseman, Jalen Stepany.
Perhaps the memory of seeing Evergreen Park, they're apparent out over there. Takes a strike called. Maybe that's probably what held her up.
Could be. Cold night here, identical line across there. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error for the Mustangs. The Astros have committed 2 more errors, but still 1 run also on 3 hits. And Brianna Graffio steps in, lined out to the second baseman the first time she was up tonight.
And that's going to be off the first baseman glove. Here comes the throw, and it goes wild. And here comes the runner. She's going to be down, and she's safe. Shepard regains the lead 2-1.
Wow, how about that? Heads up play and a heads up call by third base coach Kelsey Clifford.
They're going to rule in an error on the second baseman.
Now on number 13, Nicole Almazan.
But nevertheless, an RBI, and it's 2-1 in favor of Shepard. A lot of errors tonight. And Almazan lines that one to the second baseman, but this time she takes care of business for the second out.
Almazan had grounded out to the shortstop her first trip, grounds out to second base on that one. It was a throwing error on the second baseman, Brendich, who sort of mishandled it but tried to make it up and get the out and just threw it wide of Langevin. And then Langevin's throw to Haas at home plate was just a little tardy, and that's how that second run scored.
Takes that one for strike 1 to Blanton. 1-0 now. Excuse me, 0-1. Now it's 1-1. Takes that one up and out. 2-1. Hitters count now to Blanton.
Graffio over there on third base for the Astros.
1 out.
Defensively, first baseman for Evergreen Park, Langevin is drawn in just a little bit. Everything else pretty much straight up as you look across. Quick Meisel Salazar in the outfield left to right. Voyacek, Andretti, Brendich, Langevin across Piles and Haas, the battery.
Takes that one a little bit outside, so Coyle is on first base. And this will bring up Caitlin Blanton.
Now for Shepard,
Blanton singled the last time she was up, but was caught stealing a moment later. And the left-handed hitter stands in. No sleeves. I don't know how they're doing it.
Especially in this weather. Blanton gets, and the third baseman falls over, and it's off the shortstop. A run's going to score. The run coming in was number 6, Brianna Graffio.
So Graffio scores after reaching on the error. Voyacek was trying to hold her ground at third base, was stepping back towards the bag, and that ground ball, which is going to squirt through for a hit, sort of ranged over to her glove side and got into the outfield. So Blanton picks up the RBI, and now there's a meeting in the circle. 3-1, the Astros have the lead. Eric, tonight, no lack of excitement for either of these Friday Night Lights games that we've done here at the ballpark at Rosemont.
Well, it was exciting early, but, toward the later half, that's when the floodgates began to open.
Yeah, we've seen our fair share of bunting, slap hitting, and we've seen some players really drive the ball in some adverse conditions, that wind blowing straight in. It's cold and rainy. But again, no lack of excitement here, 3-1. Astros have the advantage over the Mustangs at this point. Thanks for being aboard Friday Night Lights, presented by Worth. Ben Erickson alongside Eric Katz, who's got the play-by-play. Johnny Soul off tonight.
Number 3, Sarah Webster.
Sarah Webster is gonna be back up here. Last time up, she grounds that one to the shortstop, and they're gonna have to hold it. And Webster comes speeding into first base with an infield hit.
Yeah, Webster grounded out to the right side her first time up. That time she's able to place an infield hit to the left side of the infield and pick up her first hit of the night. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Heather O'Kelly, and she is a speed merchant hitting from the left side of the box with the bases loaded.
And that one scoots through for a hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. Then here comes the 3rd run home. And it's going to be 3 runs. And here comes O'Kelly. She's going to try for the inside the park home run. And they get her out at home. But nevertheless, 3 runs score for the Astros.
Wow, what an effort there by O'Kelly. She clears the bases and is just cut down a step too late. And it looks like with that headfirst slide, she might have banged up the right wrist. Hopefully she's okay. But wow, what an exciting play right there. Give O'Kelly the bases clearing triple, and she's cut down on the relay at home plate. How about that?
Wow. But great recovery, though, by Evergreen Park to get her out at home and limit the damage.
She's making her case for the early odds favorite for a player of the game. My goodness, what a nice rip to the right side there. And like I said, just a step late.
That one scoots past the 3rd baseman.
Huizinga getting her first hit. She's 1 for 3. Cold outside, but the bats are hot. 6-1. Started this inning with a tie ball game, 1 apiece. And the Astros have opened up the floodgates.
Yes, they have. They are just scooting the ball around. Here comes Skylar Hilger. Last time up, she had a double.
Reached on an error in the first base, so she's been on both times that she's been up here tonight, Eric.
He's looking to join the party. There's a strike. 1-1 now.
Piles had pitched a pretty clean ball game up until now. It seems that the Astros have, at least for the time being, figured her out.
Here's a pitch from Piles. And that might be a little trouble. But the center fielder lands on it, and she's able to call off the right fielder for the out. And that is the final out. And so, a crooked number put up, 5 runs in the inning. And it is now 6-1 in favor of the Shepard Lady Astros. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. For those just tuning in, you missed the Shepard Lady Astros put up the crooked number 5 up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they nearly hit around the order. That was a mighty half inning for the Astros. My goodness, 6-1.
There's a strike to number 14. That's Megan Quick.
Megan Quick, the left fielder for Evergreen Park.
Here's the pitch. Look out. Ball 1. So, you've been around the MPF, you know, doing these games, Ben. What is the craziest thing you've seen at a Bandits game?
Oh man, the craziest thing at a Bandits game. I'll tell you, we've seen some really great pitchers duels over the years. I think one of the most exciting games that I have seen was opening game of the NPF Championship 2 years ago here in Rosemont. ESPN was out to cover it. ended up winning the first game against the USSSA Pride. That was really exciting. I'll tell you what, every game really out here has its own element of excitement. The game is so fast, and when you see it played by world-class athletes, I mean the best in the world, when you see them play, you can't help but be excited. And I'll tell you what else is exciting out here is seeing the stadium filled up every game. I mean, it's one thing to drive by on the expressway over there and see something, but to be here and experience the energy and all the great things that you guys do here in packing the stadium, as we got a strike out there on Megan Quick, pitch outside. General Manager Aaron Moore, Johnny Soul, Jackie, and of course owner Bill Sokolis, who has really supported the efforts of the video production crew out here and getting the word out. And I think it's just going to get bigger and better now that we're going to hopefully move over to YouTube and make the entire world our audience.
Here's the ball outside. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be great.
That was the 10-second answer you expected, drawn out into about 90 seconds. Getting ready for my career in politics.
Well, we certainly got an answer for everything, Ben. You made your point there.
Hey, we're having fun. Friday Night Lights, 6-1 game. Astros have the lead. Eric, you've been doing a great job on the play-by-play call. We're both sitting in for Johnny Soul here.
Thank you. And that's a pop out to the shortstop.
And things are moving along pretty quickly as Meisel pops out to Skylar Hilger. Already 2 outs in the half inning. Rapidly approaching the 6th inning. We are here from Rosemont, just west of Chicago, Illinois. And if you're watching us live, great. Thanks for being aboard. And if you're watching the replay, that's even better.
There's a strike.
Again, it's all part of the experience out here. Teams come out and play these big games under the lights here in Rosemont. World-class facility. They get their walk-up music, their picture on the scoreboard. It's really a cool setup.
Oh, right off the third baseman. It gets past the shortstop, and that's good. And she's going to be in there at first base. Wow. Talk about some pinball.
That was a bullet right off the heel glove, or the heel part of the glove from Graffio. I thought for a second she was going to kind of do the kick save and kick it over to Skylar Hilger at shortstop. But nonetheless, that's a bullet line drive base hit for Brendich. And Beth Salazar now is going to come to the plate. The left-handed hitter is 0 for 2 tonight. She's grounded out 4-3, and then in the interesting 3-4-3 out back in the 3rd inning.
Salazar takes the first one for a strike, 0-1. She hasn't reached base tonight as of now. Here's the pitch. Salazar lifts that one up. The left fielder settles under that for the out.
Wedster calls for it. It's the 3rd out in the half inning. We make our way to the 6th. Eric, 6-1. The Astros have the lead. You're watching Friday Night Lights from the home, the Chicago Bandits, the ballpark at Rosemont, right here in Rosemont. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark in Rosemont for Friday Night Lights presented by Worth. 6-1, the Shepard Lady Astros had the lead.
Yep, Jalen Stepney's going to lead off this inning just like she did last inning, as it was the Shepard Astros nearly batting through their order, almost rolled it around for a second time against Piles, the pitcher for Evergreen Park. That's Megan Piles out there.
There's strike one. I've noticed that the fans of Shepard High School are pretty excited. You see the group of fans behind home plate down there.
Yeah, their team's got that 5-run advantage right now. Probably makes it not feel so cold down there when your team's winning, that's for sure. Like I said, a lot of those players for Shepard not wearing sleeves. If we get a chance to talk to one of them after the game, I demand you ask them how they were able to do that.
I was already gonna ask that, so I'm a little one step ahead of you.
All right, you got to be brave to do that.
When I was in middle school, I once went out in shorts in 20-degree weather. Not sure how I did it. I wouldn't do it now, but I'm not sure how I got through the day. But
see, when you get older, you get smarter.
Well, that's very true. When you get older, some things just don't become much better, as I've noticed. There's
a lot of people will tell you got a ways to go, my friend. As again, we're having fun out here at Friday Night Lights. 2 camera people. We've got 1 camera, but 2 camera persons. Ronnie Capuzzo's out here, and Bilal Muhammad, as that one is hit foul Eric. These 2 guys will likely be the video production crew that produces for the Chicago Bandits. One of the secrets that nobody knows is that the entire crew are high school students, except for you and, of course, Mike Knezovich, who's the voice of the Bandits.
I already like him. I already like him already, because that one's skied up. That's gonna. The shortstop calls it off, settles under it, and gets the out for the first one.
Andretti camps out, hauls that one in, and as you said, 1 out in the inning. Stephanie, who had reached on a double the last time she was up, skies that one to shortstop. But as we said, as we get closer to the Bandits season, it's one of the secrets out here. All the crew members are high school students, and they put out a great professional product. And you, of course, will be you'll be the color analyst. Maybe Mike will throw you a bone, get you some play-by-play as we go.
Yep.
But it is a good time out here. It's fun to watch the games. We'll get viewers, as that one is fouled off in the box off of Brianna Graffio. You guys will have viewers from people all over the world. We had a regular viewer, I think, fellas, from England last year, which was pretty neat. He would check in. Of course, he's 6 or 7 hours ahead of us, so he would actually tell us the future. No, he would tune in the middle of the night and watch the games. So that was pretty cool.
Well, the future's kind of there.
And it is, if they're 6 hours ahead of us, right?
So yeah, he kind of did tell us. He kind of did tell the future.
Decent crowd out here. Worth Sports has got their demo area down in the first base side bullpen, so that's pretty cool. Players are able to go down there and demo some of the nice products by Worth. And as you walk into the stadium, they've got the Worth pickup truck parked out front.
There's the shot up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. Throw is cut off, so a single.
Yep, Graffio is 1 for 3, lined out in the first inning, reached on an error in the 4th, and now has a clean single in the 5th.
Now for Shepard, number 13.
Almazan now will bat. She's the catcher for the Astros.
Here's the pitch. That one's hit softly to the pitcher, and they get the out at second base, but can't do anything at first base, so Almazan reaches on a fielder's choice.
That's a heads-up play there by Piles. To take the comebacker, first you got to communicate with the middle infielders and figure out who's going to be covering the bag. It was Andretti that came across. She makes a nice strong throw, and Andretti basically has to hold the bag like a first baseman would to record the force out. So Stephanie flew out, it's Graffio that's off the bags now, as Almazan basically switches spots with her. As we've got 2 outs in the inning. Jessica Coyle is going to come to bat. Coyle is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Here comes Jessica Coyle now. Here's the pitch. Takes that one down the cannon for a strike. 0-1 now to Coyle. Runner on first base on the fielder's choice. 6-1, Shepard has the lead. That's a line to the left side for a single at the least, and Jessica Coyle gets a hit. Two out hits can really change momentum, Ben.
Yeah, a lot of hitting by the Astros. The only player in the starting lineup that doesn't have a base hit right now is Almazan, and she's hit the ball hard a couple of times that she's been up. So everybody in the starting lineup for the Astros now with a hit, except for one player.
Fly ball was to the center fielder, who takes care of that, and that's the third out of the inning. So they leave 2 runners on, but the score is still 6-1 in favor of the Shepard Lady Astros. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth.
All right, we're back here. Friday Night Lights, top of the 6th inning coming your way. Friday Night Lights presented by Worth Sports. We're enjoying it out here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Ben Erickson alongside Eric Katz, who's got the play-by-play call for you here tonight. Carolyn Andretti is going to lead things off for Evergreen Park. Andretti has reached once on an error. She struck out in the first inning, and she was actually thrown out on a long-distance play all the way from right field over at third base.
Indeed she was. It's 1-0 now to Andretti. 2-0 now.
Astros had the big inning back in the 4th, batting through the lineup and plating 5 runs in that half inning.
Here's the pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 now to Andretti.
The rain has subsided a little bit. The temperatures are still dropping, but we did have a little precipitation out here earlier in the evening.
Andretti skies that one, and the center fielder makes a nice grab. That was Heather O'Kelly.
Yeah, O'Kelly jumping on the horse there and ranging all the way back and corralling that one in. We've seen her speed on the base paths. She has a bases clearing triple to her credit. She was thrown out at home plate. And I was a little worried when she got up. It looked like she was holding her right wrist after that play, but at any rate, doesn't affect her ability to haul that one in.
And that's lined through the shortstop by number 17, Jenna House, who's digging for second. And now she's going to third. House is going to have to get on the horse.
Go home, bro. Go to the field.
And so she is safe at third base with a triple.
Yeah, that was a nice hit there by Haas as she collects her second hit of the evening. Single earlier in the 4th and now a triple. And I got to be honest with you, wisely, I think she held up at third base. There's no reason to spoil this, what could become a rally here, and play it safe. That one's fouled straight back, all the way back up here by the press box. You can hear it rolling around. It sounds like it's playing pinball up there.
Yep. Sounded like it. That's my favorite type of foul ball, the one that hits the roof.
6th grade football, you know, you'd be so scared.
Takes that one for a ball. 1-1 now to Wojcicki. Tonight, Wojcicki has grounded out and has flown out.
Yeah, Wojcicki with a chance now to cash in and see if she can bring Haas in to score from third base. Haas, that nice triple all the way out to the wall just a second ago.
That one's shot to second base. They're going to throw it home. They got her in the rundown, and she's going to be safe at third base.
That was a good job there by Haas, drawing that throw and then getting back to third base. And Wojcicki reaches. See if they call that an infield single. I'm not sure how they're going to score that.
I think it's a fielder's choice.
Yeah, I think you're right. So FC 4-5, and she reaches safely. So Piles is going to come up, the pitcher for Evergreen Park. There's going to be some discussion out there in the circle. Again, the big inning for the Astros was back in the fourth. They scored 5 runs. Up until that point, we had ourselves knotted at a 1-1 tie. The big blow provided by the triple by Heather O'Kelly, who you just saw a moment ago, with a nice ranging catch out in center field. She can really move.
Yes, she can. They got the speed going, and let's see if Piles can cash the check. And Pyle gets it over to shortstop, and the ball gets away, and here comes the runner heading home. And so she's going to score what I believe is an error. So that's an error on the shortstop.
Yeah, Skylar Hilger, that was a strong throw. Just got away from first baseman Jalen Stepany over there. So Haas comes in to score. That makes it 6-2. Voyachek advances all the way over to third base as Piles reaches on the error.
And that is just foul.
That's Kelly Farmer who just slashed that one over to the left side. Kelly's 1 for 2, had a single to the left side of the field in her first at bat back in the third inning. So the plot thickens. Things getting exciting here now. After the Astros put up that 5-run fourth inning, Evergreen Park battling back.
Kind of reminds me of that one game where we had Marist High School out. Pickoff through to third base, but it gets away. But the runner advances to second, but she stays at third.
Yep.
Still 0-2 on Kelly Farmer.
Piles moves up. As you said, Farmer, the left-handed hitter, stands in now with 2 runs in scoring position.
And she fouls that one back. 0-2 now to Farmer. This will be a huge out here for Graffino if she can get Farmer out in some way, shape, or form. A strikeout would be preferred here.
Yeah, Gabriella's got a couple of strikeouts here this evening. As that one gets away.
And here comes the runner coming home. And they get her out at home. Huge out.
Voyachek is cut down at home, and that's one of the few times you'll see a catcher take that carom off the back wall. Now, that's a solid cement wall right there, so you're going to get some decent bounce. But there is a mat back there. Almazan was able to handle that bounce back to her and hustle to home plate. She didn't even worry about where the player was sliding in Voyachek. She simply dove to the front corner of home plate and applied the tag. Home plate umpire right on top of it. And she's able to get the out, and that's a big one for the Astros. Yes. Piles moves up to third base in the play.
Not out of the jam yet, as they still have to get Kelly Farmer. And right now it's 1-2, which should put the pitcher a little bit at ease. Here's the pitch. And she gets her looking. Kelly Farmer is out, and that is the third out of the inning.
Look at that. What a performance there by Gabriella Graffio as she gets the strikeout looking after the out at home plate and the tag applied by Almazan. So as we make our way into the bottom part of the 6th inning, Eric, it is 6-2. Astros still with the advantage. You're watching Friday Night Lights from the ballpark at Rosemont, all presented by Worth Sports.
All right, we are back here at the ballpark in Rosemont, and
Taylor Horn.
pinch hitting is number 10, Taylor Horn.
Yep, Horn's going to come in for Wedster, and we saw this happen in the last game. Coaches want to give all their players an opportunity to get a chance to play here at this world-class facility in Rosemont, Illinois, home of the NPF Chicago Bandits, the ballpark at Rosemont.
Horn fouls that one off. It's 0-2 to Horn. I'd like to pardon the scoreboard being late. That one's fouled back. 0-2.
Which I think Shepard actually only lists 3 subs on this team, and I'm willing to bet we'll get a chance to see all of them as that one goes down in the dirt. But at any rate, Taylor Horn getting an opportunity to hit. Her team has got a 4-run advantage. The Mustangs had the makings of what I thought would have been a little bit bigger inning, but good play down at home plate sort of stopped things. And the momentum was essentially kind of beat down by that play, Eric.
Yes, it was. I mean, it's been a real roller coaster for both teams. Horn laces one out, but it's foul. 1-2 now to Horn. We've been seeing a few batters get around on the ball.
Yeah, we have. I'll tell you what, the way that the first game started out, and this one a little bit, we saw a lot of small ball. And then it seems like, as I said, I think the players kind of get acclimated to what's going on. They realize that they're still playing the same game, albeit in a really nice venue, and I think the bats really start to heat up after that.
Ball was bobbled by Piles, but she's still able to get the out at first base.
But it's been fun to watch, no question about it. A quick game, an exciting game, and you got to believe the players that are down there playing are really enjoying themselves as well. I mean, what a way to spend a Friday night.
Most definitely show they can brag that they played in a professional ballpark.
Yep, O'Kelly had that bases clearing triple the last time she was up, knocked in 3 runs. That was the big inning back in the 4th, as we said. She is definitely a speed demon, no question about it, and that's why the corners are gonna get drawn in like that.
O'Kelly gets another hit of the game. That's another single for her. She has gone, I believe, 4 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, she's 4 for 4, Eric. She's got 3 singles and a triple, 3 knocked in and a run scored.
She really wants this player of the game on her.
Yeah, I would say so. That's one of the cool things we get to do is name a player of the game and get a chance to talk to a coach as well. So stay tuned in the post game.
This is Jenna Huizinga, who takes a strike right down the cannon.
Yep, Jenna is 1 for 3 here in the game. She's got a single back in the 4th inning, and that big inning that we keep talking about.
There's a strike. 0-2 now to Huizinga. O'Kelly almost had an inside the park home run, as she drove in 3 runs in that inning. 3 of the 5 runs that came in. And there's a shot and a nice basket catch by the left fielder.
Yeah, nice line drive out there. Quick is able to kind of haul it in, an unconventional catch. A lot of times when that ball is above the waistline, the thumbs will usually be angled together on the catch. Sometimes you get caught in between, and I think that's what happened to Quick there. At any rate, she was able to haul it in and get the out.
There's a strike. This is Skylar Hilger. In the game, Hilger has reached on an error and has hit a double.
Eric, any surprise that O'Kelly is still over there at first base? With her speed, she seems like the atypical person that would be out there trying to take a bag.
And the center fielder settles under it for the out. No runs here for Shepard High School, but they still lead Evergreen Park 6-2. You're watching Friday Night Lights presented by Worth.
trouble too. I get in trouble just at home.
All right, we're back here at the ballpark in Rosemont. 6-2, Shepard High School leads Evergreen Park. And coming up to the plate now for Evergreen Park is number 14, Megan Quick.
She's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice, struck out in the 5th inning. Quick, the left fielder for Evergreen Park, has been in a couple of nice catches out there, and the right-handed hitter settles in. As we're getting close to the conclusion of this one, top of the 7th inning, Eric.
Yes, indeed. Here's the pitch. Takes that one for a ball.
Evergreen Park had their closest semblance of a rally last inning, where they were able to score 1 run to bring it just a little bit closer. However, Shepard able to do a pretty good job of stopping the momentum.
2-1 now to Quick. That one's slapped, but foul. 2-2.
Considering the elements, a pretty decent crowd out here in Rosemont tonight. As we get a little bit deeper into the Friday Night Lights schedule, hopefully things warm up. They're bound to at some point.
Takes that one up the ladder. 3-2. Full count now to Megan Quick. For the most part tonight, Gabrielle Grafillo has actually pitched a good game. And that one will be a fair ball. Quick is rounding second, and she's going to stop there at second base. So a leadoff double for Megan Quick.
Yeah, no use making the first or third out at third base, and wisely, Quick is held up at second base. She's got herself a nice double, and now Evergreen Park trying to mount another rally here in the top part of the 7th inning.
They better do it now because this is their last opportunity to.
And with the top of the order coming up, probably the best opportunity that they'll have.
Here's the pitch. And there's a bunt. And she is going to be safe at first base with an infield hit. So it's runners on the corner and no outs.
Wow, how about that? Quick able to advance to third base. The play not in time at first. And Meisel, the center fielder for Evergreen Park, gets in there safely with that nice bunt hit, and that's going to bring Lizzie Brendich up to hit. She's 1 for 3. She's reached twice tonight, Eric, once on an error. She flew out to right field and had a nice single to the left side. So that's going to create a conference out there in the circle. The umpire says that's enough. And now Brendich, with a pretty important at bat here for Evergreen Park, is going to come up to hit.
At this point, they have to swing away. They can't afford any outs. They just have to swing away and hope for the best. Here's the pitch.
Corners are drawn in defensively. Middle plays it safe. And we'll see what happens here. As we said, Brendich has already collected 1 hit in the game. He's going to get another opportunity.
Here's the pitch. Takes that one outside for a ball. 1-1 to Brendich.
Gabrielle Grafio's pitched a pretty solid game. It was only a matter of time that the Astros players had figured out the opposition's pitcher in Piles, excuse me, and they put together a big inning. Mustangs trying to do the same thing here in the top part of the 7th.
Brendich it's 1-2 on Brendich now, who fouled that one off back near the dugout. Her own dugout, for that matter. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Takes that one upstairs. 2-2.
I'm a big fan of the 2-2, 3-2 changeup. A lot of hitters will settle in on those even counts and look for a fastball. So let's see what Grafio has in mind here.
Takes that one outside. Full count now. Brendich really has to knuckle down here.
Not the worst thing in the world if she walks her. You'll still have the double play in order. And a lot of options for outs on the base paths.
That one shot to the center fielder. Settles under it, and here comes the run. It's going to be, will the throw be in time? And she is safe at home. Sac fly by Brendich. which brings the run in, and now it is 6-3.
Quick comes in to score. That was a nice catch by Heather O'Kelly. Now bad things can happen sometimes on those plays. If your defender is thinking about the throw before they've actually made the catch, O'Kelly does a good job of making the catch first. She stays behind the ball, and a nice strong throw all the way to home, and she nearly got Quick.
Salazar ropes that one to the left side, and the catcher in the bullpen managed to catch it.
So a sacrifice fly, as you said, to center field. She does get credit for the RBI and brings it within 3 now here in the top of the 7th. And the next 2 teams for Friday Night Lights are both here getting loose down in the bullpen, so they're both excited to get a chance to play on this field.
And there's a shot. And a nice catch by the left fielder. That was Wedster, who had to come running in.
Yeah, that was a nice grab out there.
Now up number 11.
And Wedster was re-entered defensively after being pinch hit for by Horn earlier. And it looked like for a second she might have lost it in the lights, but she was able to find it just in time.
Andretti takes that one for strike 1. 2 outs now. They are down to their last dog bone.
It's in the hands of the cleanup hitter.
Here's the pitch, fouled right off her leg. That's gotta hurt as she's walking it out now.
Yeah, especially with that temperature, man. It never feels good, but it don't feel any better when it's cold. That's for sure.
Feels like a rock coming off your foot.
And it does.
Feels like you got hit by a bowling ball.
Or that.
Nevertheless, common theme, painful.
Pain, yes, pain is a theme.
Here's the pitch from Andretti. There's 0-2 now to Andretti. Last strike, last dog bone, and the last opportunity to make something happen.
Wind continues to shift right to left. It's been blowing straight in. Even saw it blow towards right field for a spell.
That one shot in there. It's going to land for a base hit. She's going to stop with a single, and now the run comes in. That was number 7, Maddie Maciel. And it is 6-4. The Astros still have the lead.
Yeah, Maciel comes in. RBI single for Andretti. And it's now 6-4.
Takes that one for strike 1. This is Jenna Haas. That one skyrocketed toward the second baseman, and she gets under it for the final out. So that is the ball game. Your score is the Shepard Lady Astros 6, the Evergreen Park Lady Mustangs 4. Stay tuned for player of the game coming right up.
All right, welcome back here on Friday Night Lights, presented by Worth Sports. Ben Erickson alongside our player of the game, Heather O'Kelly. Let me switch so they can see us here. Let me switch sides with you. You duck under there. We'll go here. Heather, you were well. First of all, first thing I got to ask. It's cold out there, and we've been wondering about this all game. How are you guys running around without sleeves on?
Well, we got these camo jerseys, and when we wear them, we don't think they look as good with Under Armour.
So you're willing to freeze to death, essentially, to look good.
Yeah.
I got you.
If you look good, you feel good.
And I noticed you've got the war paint going too. Talk to me about that a little bit.
It makes us look mean, and we've done it ever since like the second or third game. It's just kind of a tradition now.
Awesome. All right, so I've got you down as 4 for 4 with a bases clearing triple. Pretty awesome. Obviously, you've got some speed. That's why you're at the top of the order. You can make things happen. We saw you slide in head first at home plate. I thought for sure that you had a wrist injury going. Is that what the thumb's all about?
Yeah, it was my thumb. It was just my nail. It kind of just cut open. It was just bleeding a little bit.
And you said you're just a junior, so obviously you've got the rest of the season, which I'm sure is going to be exciting. You've got next year coming back. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to doing with the team the rest of the way here? As you're probably about halfway through the season. We're going to get our regional and sectional assignments soon. You guys are playing for a seed. I mean, what are some of the things that you guys are trying to accomplish this year, and what do you see for the team the rest of the way?
We're definitely trying to be first in our conference, which we haven't been in a really long time. And we're trying to make it past the second game for regionals, because we've never made it that far. Okay. We've always gotten beat like the first round. So
all right, that's good goals.
The second round.
Good goals to have for sure. Well, that's definitely exciting. Your pitcher had a pretty good performance out there tonight. Not a lot of strikeouts. Kind of spread it around defensively speaking. You guys did a good job playing behind her.
Thank you.
All right. Like I said, you've got the whole world at your disposal now here on YouTube. Any shout-outs, anything you want to say before we invite Coach in?
Shout out to Shepard varsity softball and all of my teammates and everyone that came out to support us.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Good luck the rest of the way. All right, that was Heather O'Kelly. We're going to get Coach Kelsey Clifford in here. She trades the headset. She got them all sweated up for you, so you're all good.
All right,
just kidding.
Too hard of questions.
No, I won't.
I don't have my stats in front of me.
All right, Coach, you're 6-4 winners over Evergreen Park tonight. First, talk to me. What do you tell your team when you get into a venue like this? Obviously, with the artificial surface and girls sliding around, they've got to really make an adjustment in that respect. What were some of the things you talked about?
It was definitely evident, I think, in the second inning once we got some runners on that playing on a turf field is a little bit different from being back in Payless Heights. Being on a turf field is something that's common for, a lot of our athletes as well, playing in some higher level club tournaments and what, but especially adding a little bit of rain to it, everything's happening a little quicker. I think we saw in that third inning, we saw my shortstop, Skylar Hilger, it was you actually, Heather just soar right over the bag. So I was just telling, earlier slides, things like that. But it's still a conference game for us, so, it's field is a field.
I got to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Whose home game was it supposed to be?
It was our home game.
So you guys essentially willing to forfeit home field advantage to come
absolutely.
and play here.
And that was something that, when the invitations came out for this, we know that Evergreen Park is a tough matchup. We're very evenly matched. We're right across town from each other. We share a lot of the same, athletes through club level sports and stuff. But yeah, it's a risk you take. It's a risk you take. We share a lot in common with Evergreen. When we do our Strikeout ALS games, we usually pair up with them. So we work well in a partnership. Cool. But coming out here, you're taking a risk. But it was definitely worth it. The experience was great.
All right, if you had to kind of talk about your team and sort of talk about the roles that everybody's taking, I mean, how would you what's kind of the theme that you guys are sort of banking on the rest of the way? I mean, is it team speed? Is it, I mean, you got strong pitching. And what would you say is kind of the thing that you guys are, really good at?
Yeah, roles are something that we stress really hard throughout all season. We live on something that we call DYJ, which we call that do your job. Everybody has a job on the field, whether it be, someone that's counting pitch counts for me, someone that's, utilizing speed on the plate, on the bases and whatnot. We know that our team is very young. I only have 2 seniors on my roster. That's a great thing. That also works at Fulton sometimes as well. We know that we will get hit, but we also know that we can out hit. We also know that we have a standout outfield in our, for defense that really our pitcher really relies on. So I really remind our sophomore pitcher, it's okay to get hit. You have a great defense behind you.
Yeah, you guys actually, I mean, on swinging, you guys did a good job driving the ball, even though the wind's, the wind's blowing straight in. It's cold. You guys did a good job with that. There was some rain at one part in the game, so altogether, it was an exciting game to watch. Any nerves when they started to come? They had 2 rallies. You guys stopped a good one with your catcher, Almazan. You don't see that every day, to take the carom right off a brick wall and then get back to home.
Yeah, that ball came back to her real clean, I think. I think if that ball ricocheted, right or left in any direction, I think we would have been in a different situation. But she did. She saw that come right back to her glove and decided to take that herself. That was huge. Catching is a position that we're currently working on. We lost our starting catcher in a big game versus Lamont. She's got a broken hand. You probably saw her in the side there. So we pulled up, we have a junior, we have a freshman. We pulled them up really quick and got them right into the groove, and they're doing the job. They're doing the DYJ.
Very nice. Well, it sounds like you guys have got the makings of what will be an exciting season to come. You've got
Hopefully.
a young team.
We have a very young team.
So next year as well. So
yes.
Thanks for
Things are
being here.
hopeful.
Thanks for coming to Friday Night Lights. It was a great game.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Congratulations,
Hopefully
Coach.
we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. All right, that was Coach Clifford from the Shepard Astros. Her ball club just won 6-4. And that's going to do it for us, because we've got to get ready for another game out here in Rosemont. Friday Night Lights presented by Worth Sports. For Eric Katz, I'm Ben Erickson. We will be right back with Game 3 of the night.